over here in the south starting location, already on a roll.
SoO Deer.
Down 2-0, it's a cliffhanger. Can he come back? He is.
SK Telecom T1, SoO.
I wonder what that conversation was like in that booth for SoO and the entire, like,
you know, sometimes that can stress a player out even more.
That's what I was wondering is, we normally see 1 to 2 people. We saw literally the entire team get up and just go in there and whoa.
Look at this, really interesting. Now this map is definitely a good one for cannon rushes, and Deer opened up wanting to cannon rush, but SoO went pool first, a nice early pool, scouted for it, stopped everything. You have to give him a slight lead here, I would say.
Yeah.
Not a big one, but he's done everything just right so far.
You know, it seems to me like SoO wants to just get into endgame here. I mean, that's like what all Zergs really want at the end of the day, is they want to react properly, deflect, defend, and ultimately have that powerhouse Zerg, you know, machine going, where the Protoss can do nothing. Happy birthday, Artosis. Artosis, it's your birthday.
I wasn't aware, but
I didn't know. And I didn't even bring a present. How old are you now? Are you like 50 or?
I'm getting up there, Tasteless.
That's so funny.
I'm 17 now, Tasteless.
Like, oh, wow. So, this is at least good for SoO in the sense that the cannon rush wasn't enough effective and did not take him out, because that would be really bad.
Guy.
Look at that probe. Now that is so well hidden. You might actually go by that on the screen and not see that.
Yeah, you're gonna have to catch that in the mini-map, most likely. What will he end up doing with that probe? Probably just scout, but he could go for a hidden pylon and try to do some sort of quick rush. We'll see coming up here.
Yeah.
You know, it is a forge opening, so I do wonder what he's going to do with this. It's interesting that he has opened up twice so far with forge openers when gateway expands are more popular.
He missed that probe back there. This is not good. Because if there's a third pylon that actually gets up and he gets another zealot rush off like that we saw before, that is going to be like haunting him.
The probe is, yeah, he found it.
Okay, he sees it.
So that's good. This is the type of play that we actually need to see out of SoO. He needs to play that solid early game.
Yeah.
But I guarantee you, in every practice game on Aklon that he had, I bet you almost anything tasteless. That never happened and where the 6 Zealots went in like last time. That is something that doesn't happen to Zergs anymore, especially on a map like Aklon.
I know, right? Well, it's one of these builds that it's like, you know, like fads with clothing, like every 30 years, like stuff that was from 30 years ago suddenly becomes popular again.
Every 30 years, Tasteless is back in style.
30 years from now, these Zealots are going to wear bell-bottom jeans. No, but you know, that was a strategy that was much more popular about 1.5 years, 2 years ago to hide that pylon, crank out those Zealots. And we would probably consider that an anachronistic build now, but because SoO probably doesn't prepare for stuff like that anymore, it managed to be effective here for Deer.
Well, I don't know if he's going to even try for it again. It's something that Zergs do stop much easier. He is this game, though, grabbing a quick Void Ray, and there's roaches being made currently for SoO. But when someone's making a Void Ray against someone who's making roaches this early, and a decent amount of links as well, I mean, there's just zero possibility of Deer really taking damage unless he's caught completely off guard. That's a lot of links, Tasteless.
That is a lot of links.
Wow, now this is a very old build as well. 40 drones going into Ling Roach. This is like a Leenock build from Daybreak back in the day.
You know what they might have told him in the booth is look, you need to actually start cheesing him out first. He's assuming that you're going to be reactive and withdrawn. And it looks like now the attack is going to come in here. Ooh. Is Deer going to be ready?
Now,
Deer taking a third. This, I can't imagine he would actually be able to hold right now.
You know what? I don't know. Maybe. We do have that force field going down. The Void Ray coming over. He's going to have to Sim City a little bit more. He's going to have to throw down another force field as well, but he doesn't have the energy due to that hallucination. Catching him off guard big time, but he does have this Mothership Core as well.
A nice force field there. The Void Ray is now hitting these roaches. The Void Ray is very effective at getting the roaches. It looks like they might... Does he not know about the third? He does go up there now, attacking into this.
Well, he should be able to force a cancel on this third as long as he micros those links at all. At all. There you go.
Yeah.
And that's nice that he gets a cancel, but this goes into Deer's favor.
This is putting Zerg into a drone deficit. To cancel that, it's just not enough. Now, let's see, what does he have here for defense? A cannon that's actually quite well placed. There is a good amount of links still out now, but I can't imagine this attack will go on any further.
No, 15 drones come up behind. Ooh.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah,
oh, that's happening.
Well, this is great. He knows that SoO did that off of a very low drone count. And when you have a very low drone count, it's going to be hard to macro up Roach Hydra into sufficient numbers to stop a dedicated Sky Toss with some Zealots and Sentries in it. So a great counter here by Deer. SoO, on the other hand, what does he do from here? This is a tough spot for him.
This is so bad. I've turned around in my chair. I'm trying to see if I can actually spot the coaches right now of SoO here.
Nice force cancel.
They are not there. There's a lot of stress right now for SK Telecom here, as they are all down there in the front row.
Look at this. 3 Void Rays on the way.
And if Zerg doesn't identify this, it's going to blindside him.
Now look, let's look at the bright side. These speed Zerglings that he has, they forced another cancel. They killed a probe going there for the 3rd time. He's definitely stalling out his economy a little bit, which is quite nice. And if he can continue to do that, that's going to be awesome. And in fact, I think he's going to force yet another cancel. And if he just keeps forcing cancels and makes a lot of Hydras at home, then he's going to catch right up.
And here will be that forced cancel. And I was not anticipating another forced cancel here.
And here's another one.
Yeah.
Wow. That's
still keeping that link alive, or that probe alive.
And a probe catch. So this is a really unbelievably late third for this build. But again, you know, he did spend so much of his early money, so many of his early drones on making Roach Lang.
Now, if you notice, he stopped making, oh, hold that thought. We're actually going to have an attack. He's actually bringing the queens out.
Very smart move to bring those queens. Those really help out in a situation like that. Any transfuses, just the fact that they have good anti-air, good hit points.
It's funny,
really
isn't it, actually, how much a transfuse is going to help, even with just a few Hydras or Roaches. It's wild. All right, here we go.
And look at that. That is a lot of Void Rays. They are cutting through these Hydras so far. Some fantastic force fields going down.
Revenge of the Void Rays here. Nice control there, too. And those Void Rays now continuing to chase here with sentries on the low ground. Now he sees the queens. He realizes he has to back off. Probably warping some Zealots, and there they are now.
Yeah, if he can get off a few more good force fields, maybe a Guardian Shield.
Yeah.
I'm not sure that he has a lot of Sentry energy, though. I don't think he does. So this is mostly going to be get as many Zealots as you can to try to tank and deal some extra damage.
Zerg is committing, the Nexus cannon goes up, and I wonder if SoO's really asking himself why he's even out here on the map right now.
Well,
the
Hydras
have now.
Hydras. Ooh, but great pullback once again. He really hasn't been losing any Void Rays. Look at that,
I think he
10
lost,
Void
what,
Rays.
1 to 2? And that throughout this entire battle, yeah.
Pretty fantastic control there.
The third is defendable. The Mothership Core, by the way, is being remade. We see a lot of pros forget to do that after they lose it in the heat of the moment. But
well, right now he is peeling through these Hydras a little bit. There are quite a few Hydras. Can he break through?
Nice control again here. Pulling back those weaker Void Rays. The Void Ray number is becoming too big. And the damage output's going to be exponential. And look at this, Sartosis. He's going to go for the Dark Shrine.
That is the perfect move. The Dark Shrine will actually break the back of SoO. He's not going to have enough detection at home. He's probably not going to have enough Overseers with his army. And this many Void Rays, as Nanoa showed us at IM New York, will kill Overseers in no time at all. And when that Dark Shrine finishes, SoO is going to be caught way off guard and be in a ton of trouble.
Another Protoss attack upgrade about to finish as well. So yeah, these DTs are going to have an absolutely absurd damage output.
That is so true. Well, we'll see. You know, SoO has done a good job of recovering so far this game, really slowing down his Protoss opponent. And he is continuing to make queens, which I really quite like. Getting that crease spread out. Look at that. That is actually still a pretty solid army, considering.
It is. It really, really is.
It's maybe not the exact perfect composition for this game, but considering how bad his economy was hurt, it's really good.
Now, the supplies are pretty even here. The question is, if let's just say SoO makes a bunch of DTs and sends them to, whether that's the 4th, the 3rd, the 2nd, the main even, is he going to be ready? And this is the moment I'm talking about right now. We got 4 DTs headed northbound, and we only have
he has
one Overseer.
And it's going into the main base now. If he sees that Dark Shrine, if he sees these DTs moving on his creep, that can help him out. Maybe he can do something, but uh-oh, Tasteless. The DTs are starting to split up.
He's splitting them up perfectly, and this can screw up everything. He's going to be losing drones in so many locations.
Oh my God, Deer tearing apart these drone lines so heavily.
Now look at SoO in the booth right now. You realize he's suddenly getting hit in so many locations at once, having to try to keep track of everything that's going on. Now using drones to take this out. Not handling this maybe as well as he could have.
You know what, Tasteless? He was moving out for pressure. Now he's had to come all the way home. Look at how many drones have been killed. 31 and rising right now. His economy is being shattered. Whereas Deer, this has paid off in dividends. He's getting his Psy Storm. He's continuing to produce units. He's not quite maxed out yet, but he has just about enough.
All right, and the counterattack here, I think there's going to be too many Zealots to sponge up damage here, and too many Void Rays to deal, but let's find out.
Ooh, a beautiful split. That is a lot of queens coming in.
He's also making sure to stay far away enough from the queens here.
He needs
those
he
absolutely has to attack in. Psy Storm's almost done. We have a Time Warp coming down here. We do. There's one.
Oh, that's a good Time Warp right there, Tasteless. Psy Storm almost done. He cannot engage until it is.
And the Nexus taking out, and he's bringing the Psy Storms down now.
The Psy Storm's going all over the place. Some feedbacks as well, but this is a great anti-air army. Look at all this huge DPS output from these Hydras, from these Queens, and SoO is fighting back.
SoO pushing back now with the Queens and the Transfusion. Will he have enough to take out these Void Rays? The numbers are getting lower. The Nexus is taking damage, but the DTs here, I accidentally just caught sight of the DTs, excuse me.
Well, they are invisible. But
yes,
the DT is the only saving grace here for him. But he lost a lot of probes. Now he's down below probes to the drone count.
Yep, 50 to 52.
Yep. His army is down to 4 Void Rays and 6 DTs. Thing is, the next round of units out of SoO is going to crush an army like that. This you have to keep your Void Rays alive. If you're going to make 14, you can't be losing them ever.
Yeah, it's like if Zerg were to lose 14 swarm hosts or something. Yeah. It's the same thing. The units are just too valuable. But he's going to do everything in his power to try to recover here. Now he does have some Archons, but the damage output from the Hydras with the Roaches there to sponge up damage as well. Oh, sick! Got the tail end of that. Yeah.
Thing is, he's on 4 bases right now. He's producing so many more Queens, a lot of Roaches, a lot of Hydras. Those Archons will be torn up. Those Zealots will be torn up. And this small amount of Void Rays, oh, this is brutal. He is making Immortals, and that's what he needs to do. He needs an Immortal High Templar right now. That is his only way he can recover.
Look at the supply difference here, 117 to 168. SoO has done a great job managing to turn this around. He just did not have adequate defense there at his 3rd.
Oh, yeah,
this is going to be a forced cancel. By the way, we do have Deer expanding to the bottom left here, so even if you lose this base, you can still probably get a 3rd up.
Which is really important, because it's not that you can't come back against this unit composition, but if he loses this army, it is. Oh, this, he's being really efficient considering the size of his army, but it's all about to go away.
That's going to be it. And SoO now coming back. Deer playing brilliantly at the start.